Hello, we're here on day 2 of Retail Week Live, and I'm very pleased to be joined by James Sawley, who is Head of Retail and Leisure at HSBC Corporate. James, Brexit has been a big talking point over the last couple of days. We heard yesterday from Roger Bootle, who's a really enthusiastic Brexiteer. We heard today from Lord Rose, who was a Remain campaigner. What sort of points that have been made have you picked up on? What has struck you about the Brexit discussions?
Yeah, well, look, you've got two very smart men with different opinions, right? So, I mean, ultimately, since Brexit, the consumer fundamentals have remained reasonably resilient.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, looking forward, things are starting to deteriorate. You can see that in the BRC retail sales numbers going forward. But the fallout of Brexit is really about the pound and the inflationary environment, and that's what retailers need to be focusing on, how they can make changes to their businesses to offset the margin deterioration as a result of the deterioration of pound.
Yeah, I mean, it's already having a big impact. We've started to see price rises come through in the most recent BRC numbers. It's affecting food, it's affecting fashion, and as a banker to retailers, what are you looking for from them? If I understood what you were saying correctly in one of the discussions you took part in, you said you wanted people to be quite tough on themselves in terms of their forecasting and that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, deals are still getting done. Banks are still open for business. Just the other day we helped a high street value retailer issue its first bond. It achieved the lowest coupon ever for a BB- rated issuer in retail in a post-Brexit environment. I'd say to a retailer, if you were coming to the banking community looking to raise funds to finance capex, mergers and acquisitions, working capital, then all the banks are looking for really is sensible and conservative assumptions that really underpin the budget, the forecast. So be that FX, be that cost assumptions, be that a much more conservative top line assumption around price and volume to allow for a more softer consumer environment. As long as the forecasting is sensible and reflects the reality of the current world, then the banks will take a view on that.
So lastly, there's been a bit of a debate about the extent to which consumers are spending more on leisure activities, eating out, that type of thing, rather than on stuff as they might have done in the past. What's your take? Is that a trend that you're seeing, and what does it mean for retailers if so?
Yeah, I guess as an economy grows in its wealth, people start to sort of strive towards the sort of experiential side of consuming rather than owning physical stuff. So you're right. I mean, if you just take the data, Coffer Peach is the sort of tracker in the leisure space, just like the BRC is for retail sales, and on a like-for-like basis, restaurants are still experience 2 to 3% like-for-like growth in their restaurants. Obviously, you can't enjoy a restaurant experience online, so there's slightly different dynamics there. Yeah. But I see that continuing to a degree. We've done some research ourselves in terms of HSBC, and our research says that actually eating out and drinking out will be one of the first things to be cut if the purse strings become a bit tighter. But the message for the retail sector is to keep inspiring their customers to shop and keep showing them great products at great prices.
Okay, a good note on which to end. Thanks very much, James.
Thanks for having me.